Okay, hi, this is Paul Slatkis, and it's Good News Planet. I was just saying, wouldn't it be nice if we were all born perfectly, without any little pains here, little ailments here, little brain concerns, and so on. And we're gonna, however, that's unfortunately not the reality of a human being, Homo sapien. We're going to learn today the impact of those who have an involuntary movement disorder known as TD, Tardive dyskinesia. How do I say that?
Tardive dyskinesia.
Okay, thank you. Awareness. You know, the doctors, they can always help us out here. And so, and we have a patient, which is very brave of you, and I thank you very much for being here. It's Dr. Gus Alva. And Doctor, what hospital? Where are you working out of?
Well, I work at several different places. I'm the medical director for the Senior Brain Health Program at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach, but I'm also the medical director of ATP Clinical Research in Costa Mesa, which is a freestanding neuropsychiatric clinical research group. Very happy to be here. And obviously, Linda is also with us. She's actually not a patient, she's an advocate. And she's just a phenomenal individual that you're going to get a hoot from with all the information that she has.
Wow. Okay. Newport Beach, that's California?
It is, not Rhode Island. I oftentimes get asked that.
Because I did the show, they called it the Brain series, the first Brain series with Richard Resnick.
Yes.
Oh, at this,
Yeah.
and I was involved with the Scripps down there in La Jolla.
Down in San Diego. Yeah.
Right.
Know it
That's
well.
my neck of the woods.
Oh, is that right? Well,
Yes, that's where I'm from.
we put right near San Luis Obispo. We put the cameras. This was with PBS. This was the first big major science series, 10 parts, Annenberg. I think I don't think we started the series. It's so long ago. But on Greg Louganis, this famous diver for America.
Yes.
And what we did,
Yes.
we took the camera, and it was at one of these residential locations, and they had a diving.
Mission Viejo.
And yeah, a diving board, and we just put the camera on his feet, and we showed him just walking up, climbing the ladder, basically saying, "You're not going anywhere without the brain." So, what are we talking about here today? Because the brain is running the show. Is that right?
The brain always runs the show, and just like Louganis, to be able to twist and twirl, in the air like that. Sometimes the body can twist and move in ways in which it doesn't want to. And that's what tardive dyskinesia is. It's a condition that sometimes happens to people that have been exposed to certain medicines, particularly medicines within the family of the antipsychotics. And the beauty about what we get an opportunity to do today is, first and foremost, I want to acknowledge and thank the folks from Neurocrine Biosciences for sponsoring us to have this open dialogue about tardive dyskinesia. There's a great source online called talkabouttd.com where people, your audience, can certainly get a lot more information about this condition. But this can affect up to 30% of people that take certain classes of medicine. So it's really critical that we have that open dialogue and let people know that if they're experiencing an involuntary, abnormal, hyperkinetic movement, that there's aid for them. Because this is a condition that's oftentimes under-recognized and under-treated.
So, can you mention what that class of medicines are, the 30%? That is
well, so the family of the antipsychotics, the antipsychotics can cause tardive dyskinesia. But then again, so can other medicines that help with upset tummy, right? So, there are different medicines that are called D2 blocking medicines that can cause this condition to arise. In the past, we couldn't treat it because we didn't have medications to help offset this problem. So people oftentimes lived with embarrassment and avoidance because having unwanted movements of your body can lead towards physical, emotional, and social deficits. So the nice thing is that we have 2 FDA-approved treatments now that can help offset tardive dyskinesia.
Okay. Linda, wonderful Linda. How are you involved?
Well, I'm the vice chair of the Schizophrenia and Psychosis Action Alliance, and the people we advocate for may develop tardive dyskinesia, as the Dr. Alva just said, with prolonged use of antipsychotics. They could develop it, and if they do, we want them to know that you are not alone and there is help out there. Now, Dr. Alva just gave a great website, talkabouttd.com, and I will add that periodic screenings, or actually regular screenings with your healthcare provider, can help determine if you have TD, and then you can speak to your healthcare provider about the possible treatments to help control your condition. So I just want everybody out there to know you are not alone, and there are treatments available. So please don't be afraid to go to your healthcare provider. There's nothing to be ashamed about at all.
Well, actually, doctor, let me ask him a doctor question here. Okay, so what's the giveaway for somebody to start to think that they have some concerns health-wise enough to maybe then eventually learn that they have? I mean, no one, probably very few people would know they have TD. What are, you start shaking, and what happens to somebody?
It's not so much shaking. It's uncontrollable movements that are kind of jerky or spastic, right? Sometimes people will describe it that way. These movements can affect any part of the body. Most oftentimes they're seen around the face region, particularly around the mouth. There can be excessive blinking. There can be, again, some grimacing. There can be, some spouting of the lips and so on. Or the fingers might flick, or the toes might do the same thing, right? So if in doubt, it's not a bad idea to get checked out, because there are drug-induced movement disorders. Among those drug-induced movement disorders, tardive dyskinesia, as Linda made mention, can occur if somebody's been on, say, an antipsychotic, just to choose a family of medicines that can cause this, for an extended time period, because up to 30% of people could develop this.
So now, I don't know, I'm just wondering, I mean, I've seen people like doing that. I don't know if they're taking, any medicines and so on. Do some people just, that's the MO, they call it, the way that their face moves? Is that so?
Well, I'm so happy that you asked that. That's where, if in doubt, it's a great idea to seek out one's healthcare professional to be able to clarify what exactly this is, because there are different types of movement disorders, and some are drug-induced movement disorders. Tardive dyskinesia happens to be one of those. And considering that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and the first week of May is Tardive Dyskinesia Week, we thought this would be a phenomenal opportunity to help edify people, to help empower them with more information. Talkabouttd.com, great resource. And obviously, people can always seek out their doctor and get further clarification.
Linda, would you like to say some final closing thoughts here? And your organization sounds very, very important. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome. I would just like to say that people that live with chronic brain diseases like schizophrenia, they have treatment options, and one of those treatment options is to take antipsychotics. But even though these are chronic conditions, they are treatable. And the same can be said with tardive dyskinesia. So again, I just want to say, you are not alone out there. There is help available. And again, go to talkabouttd.com, because as Dr. Alva said, knowledge empowers you to take control of your health, and you deserve to live your very best life. Thank you so much, Paul.
Doctor, she said it beautifully. All right.
She did. She's
Thank
very
you so
eloquent.
much. Very eloquently.
Thank you, Paul.
Both of you. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.